There it is. I'm gonna wait for some people to get on because this training is gonna be epic. So we're gonna play some awesome tunes. Might as well. Anybody know who this is? You hear it? Some Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire, but we're about to. All right, guys, let's get going. Where are you? Where are you? I want to wait just a moment for people to show up. And if you're watching this in the Facebook group as a replay, comment below #replay. I want to make sure that people are watching the replays and getting this content. So I'm going to post this in the Facebook group. It's also going to be in the membership access area. So you can check it out in a couple of places. But it's obviously organized in the membership area, right? So, what's happening to my computer? Another thing, if you haven't joined the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. The link is inside the membership access area. Go to that link. I will approve you. If you have staff that want to be a part of it, have them request to join. Send me a message saying, hey, this person wants to be a part of it, and I'll let them join. Okay? And last, which I've been talking about this for several days, if you have not bought these books yet, I've got a link in the membership access area. I got a link in the Facebook group. Get these books. Free plus shipping, $7.95 a piece. Less than 16 bucks, you can get Russell's blueprint to how he built his empire, 0 to $100 million. And really how to reverse engineer. That's what this book is all about, finding a proven method and just reverse engineering the entire process, right? So that's those books. And let's get going. We've got some peeps showing up. Excellent. Love it, love it. And come on. This crazy thing. Okay. So without waiting any longer, we're going to go ahead and get into this training because I'm super excited and I want to honor your time. So we're going to get going. I'm going to check in and out with the comments. So if you have a comment, make sure you put a comment. Let me know what's going on. But let me share this screen. Come on. This is what I've been trying to do for the last 30 seconds. Okay. You should be able to see my screen now. And this starts the next element in the Influencer Secrets Mastery. So we've been in the first element and really talking about the avatar and what they want and what all that looks like and where they are and those kinds of things. And now we want to go get them, right? So now that we have a very clear picture of our avatar, the result they want, what we can get for them with that result, where they are, now we're going to go get them, right? Do you see how this falls into a very sequential pattern? Yeah, we're doing this on purpose. We're going in this order on purpose. And this is the way I want you to follow this. Specifically with the trainings. If you haven't listened to the first training, go back to square one, listen to that training, one a day, and focus on that training, one a day. And because the questions that we're really posing aren't necessarily the easiest to answer just right off the cuff, right? They're going to be questions that you're going to take some time to answer, and you want to take some time to answer. So we've gone through several trainings already. We're jumping into the next element, the Irresistible Offer Creation Masterclass. Okay, so at the bootcamp, you saw me create an offer, right? You guys have heard me talk about the cell phone. I hold up my cell phone and I double the price. And it was so effective that somebody in the crowd literally bumps my price even higher. So that's what's going to happen when you create the right offer for your avatar. I created the right offer for that audience. I knew my audience, so I knew how to give that offer and I knew how to pitch it. That's why the guy offered more than what I even mentioned, which was double the price. So that's exactly what we want to be able to do with our avatar, right? Just double our price and they're willing to give us more. So now that we found where the avatar is, let's go hook them. And we're going to have a really, really big hook. And the hook is going to be something to pull them in to you. And the hook can also be your headline. Now, when you put an ad, let's just talk Facebook for simplicity, because there's lots of platforms out there you put ads. Some of you may have already put Facebook ads. But with an ad, specifically on Facebook, you have this ad, and there's three components. You have the image, you have the headline, and you have the copy, right? The image, the headline, and the copy. Which is the most important of the three? Can you guess? It's the headline. And really, the hook can be your headline. So we're starting with the most important thing first, right? Now, those other two, are they important? Of course they are. They're very important. All of them are important, but you got to have an insane hook, okay? So we're going to create that hook today. So your hook, you saw the previous picture, it's a plain Jane hook. Your hook will go from plain Jane to having one big hook, just like the picture you saw previously, with many smaller hooks. So you see the image right here, and he has a whole bunch of hooks, right? So if you have this type of lure, it's got the treble hook, right? And it's not just one big hook, it's got a whole bunch of them, right? And we want to create that one big hook, and then you're going to create smaller ones. But the first one, the biggest one, is probably the toughest one to create, but once you create that, you can create as many hooks as you want. And the reason you would do that is once you get your avatar, now you can go use these other hooks and get them in different places, right? You can get really, really creative with it. And it's really, really awesome. We're not going to get into that tonight, but we just want to focus on the big hook, right? I feel like I saw a question. Hold on, guys. I did not. I'm sorry. Let me share my screen again. Here we go. So we're going to take that plain Jane hook and that big hook, and then we're going to create smaller ones. But let's focus on the big hook, okay? Now, how do you feel about the lure on the right of the screen? And if you're a fisherman, you may say, oh man, that's a good one. That's a beautiful crankbait right there, right? Start labeling the thing. And if you're not a fisherman, you say, kind of ugly to me. Well, here's the deal. Your hook and your opinion, okay? My screen's slowing up again, I'm sorry. Here we go. Your opinion on the hook does not matter. Only the market's opinion matters. So if the market likes the hook, use the hook, right? This lure right here does not look appetizing to me for dinner, but it does look appetizing to a certain type of fish in a certain area, right? So we went to the area, used a certain hook, and it got them. This isn't appealing to me. It doesn't matter. It's not my opinion. I want to know the fish's opinion. Hey, fish, which lure do you want? And if he says, I want that one because that's the one he's biting on, which one am I going to use? This one. So we've got to figure out what they want, right? So it's really about them, and we got to serve them well. So your opinion on what this hook looks like and sounds like and feels like, you shouldn't care. I'm not going to care. I'm probably not your avatar. I'm going to say, what does your market say? And they're going to vote, and they're going to vote with their wallet. That's how they're going to tell you, right? They're going to vote with clicks and then ultimately their wallet. Okay. Now your hook, your big hook, this is a quote from Myron Golden, and this guy is fantastic. He's got a podcast. You need to go listen to him as well. He says, your hook must be so compelling that people passing by on the street will stop, turn around, and begin to walk your way. That's how compelling it is. So you're standing on a street corner and it's crowded, people are passing by, and you stand on a box, you got your megaphone, and you begin to speak, and the only thing you say is your hook. And the people walking by, passing by in each direction, they all stop because they're all your avatars say. They all stop, they all turn around, and they begin to come toward you. This is how compelling this hook is. And the reason it's got to be so compelling is because it's all a fight for attention. All a fight for attention, right? Everybody is competing for your attention all the time. And what I've done is limit info take in, right? I don't want to take in a lot of information. I want to guard the information that goes in, right? That's why we don't have cable. We didn't have internet in our house for several years. We just got rid of it. Said, hey, this is just too much. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to guard our focus and our attention. And so that's what we did. Now I have internet at home now, but I guard the things I listen to, the things I watch. I guard it very tightly, right? Because it's all a fight for attention. And the same for your avatar. It's a fight for their attention. And how long is their attention span really going to last, right? Well, if you look at a goldfish, how long is the lifespan of a goldfish? 8 seconds. How about this? When you have a view on a video on Facebook, to count as a video view, how many seconds does that individual have to watch your video for it to count as a view? 3 seconds. What's that mean? Facebook knows something. They know that your attention span isn't that great. And how long is it? 3 seconds. That means our attention span is shorter than a goldfish. We can see it from that perspective. What we're doing is we've become so immune to things that we just start scrolling through. There's so much information. It used to be the idea of there's not enough information. There's only a few outlets, right? Radio, TV, those kinds of things, newspaper. Now it's everywhere. There's information overload. And what we've done is say, oh, we're going to guard this and we're going to put these blinders on because I only want to focus on one area. I want to have a tight window of the things that come in. And your avatar is going to do the exact same thing, right? And since they're going to do that and they're going to be very numb to ads on Facebook, then your hook has to be super, super compelling, right? We can't say, hey, come to this event. Is that compelling? No. Let's put it on steroids though, right? I mean, that's what my first ads were when I was making ads for my clinic. That's what I would say. And the click rate was awful, and that's why. So we've got to start with the one big domino. We got to get in the head of our avatar. So I have a picture to the right. And if you've ever seen this video, it's pretty cool. He's got these dominoes, and sequentially they get bigger and bigger and bigger. He starts off with a domino that is so small he has to put it down with tweezers, and it knocks down the next and the next and the next. And the next one's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet tall. And the video, he goes on to say something like, if it had X number of more bricks, which wasn't too many, the domino would be the size of the entire Empire State Building, something like that. Pretty cool. Hard to wrap my head around that, but that's pretty cool. But what I want you to focus on is not going from small to big. Let's go from big to small. The big domino. Now, if that big domino falls over toward the other dominoes, what happens? Crushes it, right? For a fact, they're all going to fall. The big domino falls, they all fall. So we got to focus on the one big domino first, the big domino. Okay, and so there's a statement that Russell Brunson uses that can guide you on creating the one big domino. And from the one big domino, you create your hook. Okay, so Russell Brunson said, if I can make people believe that blank is the key to blank and is only attainable through blank, then all other objections and concerns become irrelevant and they have to give me money, right? So he said, if I can make people, something like, if I can make people believe that selling online is the key to entrepreneurial success and it's only truly attainable through ClickFunnels, his software, then all other objections and concerns become irrelevant and they have to give me money. Something like that. But we've got to put in those spots. What can we fill in? If I can make people believe that true health and wellness is the key to their desire, whatever their desires, predictability, certainty for the health of themselves and their family for the next 20 plus years of their life, and is only attainable through my clinic, then all other objections and concerns become irrelevant and they have to give me money. But you got to get them to believe that, right? There's a belief system. So they've got to believe that true health and wellness is going to give them everything that they want, and it's only attainable through your clinic. So that can really be your big domino right there. So we've really kind of answered it already. But let me throw in these words, because the first one is the vehicle. If I can make people believe that blank, corrective chiropractic care. So if I ask you what you sell, well, we're a corrective care clinic. I understand. What do you sell? It's potential, certainty, predictability, right? Corrective chiropractic is purely a vehicle. That's it. That is all it is. What does it give them? Certainty, predictability for themselves and their family for the next 20 plus years in their life. And what do they desire? That, right? So your corrective care is the key to predictability and certainty of their health for the next 20 plus years. So your care is not what you sell. What are you really selling? The certainty, the predictability. That's their desire. So what do you talk about? You're going to begin to start to talk about their desire, but you're going to wrap it in the story, just like we talked about at the boot camp, right? And we'll get more into that. So if I can make people believe that corrective chiropractic is the key to lifelong health and is only attainable through X clinic, then all other objections and concerns become irrelevant and they have to give me money. Okay? But you got to fill that out. Now, this isn't your hook necessarily. It's building the foundation of your hook, right? Now the vehicle, you've got to define the vehicle. This vehicle fulfills the promise of the story you just told them, right? So what is the vehicle? For you guys, it's really pretty easy. The vehicle is the care that you have in your office. Okay, so we don't really have to spend too much time on that. But I love that picture right there, right? If you like that picture, hit hashtag awesome. Hashtag awesome. I want to make sure you're with me right now. Hashtag awesome if you love the car. Anybody? Don't tell me you don't. I love that car. He's waving. Perfect. I love it. He says, yeah, I'll wave, but that car is hideous. Awesome. It's my screen. I hope that's clear. Let's keep going. So we've defined the vehicle. The vehicle is pretty easy for you guys anyway. So the vehicle purely fulfills the promise of the story. What's the story? The story they're telling themselves, the belief system they're telling themselves, hey, I want health and certainty and security and predictability for my family for the next 20 plus years. That's the story. So the vehicle purely fulfills that promise. That's it. That's all your care does. That's it. That's a big deal though, right? Of course it is. So internal beliefs, what are they telling themselves? What are they limiting themselves with? What are they saying to themselves that, hey, it's holding them back and they can't get care in your office because they believe X about themselves? And really, this is going to be a lot of people, even mamas. Mamas are notorious for this. They will take care of their kids before themselves. That's a self-sacrificer, right? And the internal belief with that is, hey, I'm not as valuable as my kid, right? So there's an internal belief. They may not start care because they believe that their kid deserves it more than them. So their value system for themselves. So what internal beliefs do they have? And you just list these out. So we don't have to spend all day on this. You guys have done these at boot camps and that kind of thing. What are they telling themselves? What's limiting them? What's that false belief system about themselves that they're saying that is holding them back from proceeding with whatever you're offering? So there's an internal belief, and then there's an external belief. Where are they pointing their fingers, right? They're pointing their fingers in a whole bunch of areas. And I'll give you an example. I'll use a chiropractor as an example for an external false belief or a limiting belief. I live in a small town, so I really have a ceiling. I have a cap, right? Have you ever heard somebody in a small town, a chiropractor in a small town, say, well, I'm in a small town. They're stuck in their ways. I've had my clinic for X amount of years, and my patients are just used to these patterns, right? Have we even said those things ourselves? Maybe. Not anymore, right? We've got to find the external beliefs about the false beliefs of your avatar. What are they saying to themselves about the things around them? I can't do it. We're broke. There's no money. I can't quit my job. Well, I'm stuck with this. Are they? Their mindset's holding them back. So yeah, they are stuck with it. Of course, right? So there's a mindset there. There's external belief. They, talking about their job, whatever that external belief is. So there's internal beliefs, external beliefs. What are they telling themselves? And what you're going to do is with the big domino, which is the vehicle handling it, you're going to have a piece of your offer handle any of these objections, because you're basically saying, hey, that's okay. I get it. Here's this. Here's how we solve that. Boom. And it's got to be bigger than theirs. It's got to trump theirs. And, oh, I didn't see that. So you share with them a new perspective. When you share that new perspective, they take ownership, right? They verbalize it. Now they feel it in their body, their physiology. Now you created a belief system. So they change their belief system, right? So all that stuff that you've learned at a boot camp. But the big domino handled by the vehicle. And then you're going to have smaller dominoes that are the internal, external beliefs. And you're going to have pieces of your offer that are going to handle all of these objections. And when you handle all of them, you say, gosh, everything else is irrelevant. I have to give you money. I have to do it, right? So you got to handle all those things, which is great in the elite system. With the elite system, they're in your office. They're not online. We've got to do this online. This is a totally different game, right? It's a lot easier when you get to handle them face to face. And handle body language and tone, right? Well, all you have is content, 7% influence online. So what can you do to handle these objections online? This is a different game. So we've got to think slowly and carefully about all these things, right? We can't just jump. An online influence versus in-person influence is a totally different ballgame. I want you to know that. So the big thing you've got to have is once you have your big, and we're going to go through the offer and how to create those products to bundle them together for the offer for all those belief systems, the vehicle, the internal, external beliefs. But the big thing you've got to have is the hook. The first thing is the hook. You've got to have the big domino, which you already have. And then from that, I'm going to show you how to create your big hook. So that's going to be at the very end of today. So first of all, you got to create your who, what statement. This is pretty easy. I'm going to teach your avatar. I'm going to teach small business owners. I'm going to teach entrepreneurs. I'm going to teach teachers. I'm going to teach mamas, stay-at-home mamas, whatever. Whoever your avatar is goes in the who, obviously. And then how to, what are you going to give them? The what. I'm going to teach entrepreneurs how to be insanely healthy without spending any extra time or energy on it. So I'm going to teach entrepreneurs how to be healthy, insanely healthy, is your who, what statement. Okay? And I've already kind of jumped into the next part with what I said just a moment ago. That's all good. So now you jump into, once you have the who, what statement, you get into the opportunity switch headline. But before we even get into that, I want to make sure, is there any question? And if there's no question, I want you to put hashtag no question. Hashtag no question. And I want you to be able to ask a question if you have one thus far. Any questions from you guys? If not, type in the comments, type in hashtag no question. That will tell me no question. And I'll keep moving. Here we go. Perfect, thank you. Let's keep going. So now that we have the who, what statement, I'm going to teach entrepreneurs how to be insanely healthy. Let's get into the opportunity switch, right? We don't want a better opportunity. We want a new opportunity. So we've got to switch the opportunity. We've got to offer something different. Forbes magazine says that people will pay a premium, a 400% premium for something different. So we've got to switch the opportunity, not improve the opportunity. We don't want an improvement offer. We want a new opportunity offer. So we've got to switch it. So we've got to have a headline, a hook, right? So the opportunity switch headline, how to blank without blank. And the first thing is the thing they desire the most. And the next one is the thing they fear the most. So you could say even how to become insanely healthy and biohack your body without spending any extra time or energy on it or missing out on family time. Right? So what's the fear of the entrepreneur or the small business owner? Hey, I'm not there for my kids. I got to work a bazillion hours, which is crazy. That's a mental block. You don't. My office is open 24 hours and I'm about to cut my hours. So how to, whatever they desire the most without the thing they fear the most. And I think I've actually switched these for this training right here versus how the questions are ordered in the book. I want to go in this way. So how to blank without blank. What is that statement that you can have? How to become insanely healthy, how to radically change the way you take on your health and maximize your potential. Use some words that are real catchy too, right? And that's the next slide. There's something that I talked about in the training in that little flash drive that you guys got. I hope you watched that thing because it's insane. But there are websites out there that I was talking about one of them. There's a whole bunch of them. I was talking about one of them. They really do a lot of surveillance on Facebook or whatever the platform is. And they're finding out, hey, how are people moving? What's the behavior look like? What are they clicking on? What's the engagement look like? So one of those websites is BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo. And so there's BuzzSumo, there's AdEspresso, there's AdBeat, there's all these sites, but I use BuzzSumo. And what they looked at, hey, we want to know the top headline phrases that get the most engagement in Facebook in 2017. So last year, what was getting the most engagement? And just little phrases that they had in their headlines. And the top phrase was, "We'll make you." And an example of that is, "This video right here will make you never want to eat carbs again." "Will make you" was the phrase. So you can throw that into your how to without statement. And you already know, according to BuzzSumo, that that right there will help your ad increase engagement. So these little lines right here, you can throw into your headline, and what's going to happen? Your engagement's going to go up. We know this, right? So "We'll make you." This is why you're always sick. This is why you can't get off that medication, right? And a way to look at that, here's a really easy example. What you want to do is create something that's catchy and just a bit edgy. And what I mean by that, you can have a safe ad, just straight down the middle, a safe ad. And so the example I like to give is a financial guy. So the financial guy gives an ad and it says, "Here's how to gain wealth for your retirement." Super easy. It's safe. Here's the problem. There's no money in safe. None. Right? You've got to get outside a little bit. And Russell calls this the prolific zone. Now, there's also the extreme, excuse me, which is really, really edgy. You want to be in that edgy, that prolific zone. And something you could say as a financial guy, for example, is, "This reason right here is why you're still broke." Right? And you think, whoa, there's an element of curiosity. You've got to create insane curiosity. It's got to be curious and super sexy. You think, "Oh my gosh, what is this? I want to click." Right? I'm still broke. What? Don't say that to me. And what you're doing is you're going to create people that will love you, and you're going to create some critics, and you're going to have some haters. There's money in the prolific zone. There is no money in safety. You say, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I can't get a bad review." Great. Show me how much money you're going to make on that. I say that with loving intent. It's not going to happen. You've got to have some haters. Russell Brunson has haters. I got haters on Facebook, and I love it, right? And so that's fine. Haters on Facebook and Google, perfect. That means I'm being prolific. I love it. I also make money, right? And that's what you want to do. So you got to be prolific. So when you're using these statements, throwing it in your how-to without, you've got to get in that a little bit of an edgy, prolific zone. You don't want to be extreme and crazy, right? You don't want to be Billy DeMoss crazy. Now, people love him. You don't want to go that far, right? You want to be in that prolific zone. That's where the most money is. So you can go over to BuzzSumo, take a snapshot of this screen, come back, pause this screen, and use some of these lines and try them out in your ad. You say, "Which one's best?" Well, according to BuzzSumo, "Will make you." Should I use it in my ad? I'm going to tell you, test it. Test, test, test is always the answer. Test it, test it, test it, test it. I may talk about down the road split testing. Don't worry about that right now. Just test it one at a time. Test, test, test. What's the answer? My opinion does not matter. Ask your market. So you test it, right? So that's how you do it. So the how-to without, what is your how-to without? And you want to play with it. And here's the thing about the how-to without. I shouldn't be able to answer your how-to without. If I'm able to answer it, then I think I already know the answer. I have no reason to click. None. And if I don't have any reason to click, I just passed you by. So you've got to make it curious, super sexy, and you're not able to answer. How to blank without blank. How to get insanely healthy without spending any extra time or energy on it. That doesn't make any sense. Well, it's curious, and can somebody necessarily answer it? No. Is there really a logical reason, right? And so those how-to statements need to be something you can't answer. Just like I use in the bootcamp talk, how to ethically steal. How do you ethically steal? So when you see that hook, right, that secret that I gave, you said, there's no way to ethically steal. Stealing is immoral, it's wrong, it's bad, whatever. It's illegal. So how to ethically steal, that doesn't make any sense, right? I'm creating curiosity. You see how I did that? Isn't that cool? So I'm doing the exact same thing. But that's what you want to do. You want to create something that they can't figure out, super crazy, super sexy, super curious. Curiosity is going to be the driver of that behavior of them clicking. Okay, so what are the hooks? The 5 curiosity hooks. There's going to be 5 curiosity hooks that you can use. So I want you to write these down, okay? The first one is little known, big differences. Little known, big differences. And what this is show them that knowing this one thing could make all the difference to be able to succeed. So an example could be, I got it written here. This, your opinion on the topic that I'm talking about, I'm going to say, hey, it doesn't matter. I don't care about your opinion. I care about the market's opinion. And if they want it, I'm going to give it to them, right? So take your science jargon, all your knowledge, throw it out, because I'm going to talk about ketosis. Okay, so whether you love it or hate it, I'm going to talk about it because it's trendy right now. People are looking at that because it's something different, right? That's why they're going for it. That's why there are trends. It's different, right? So here's the line. Here's the example. So something little known, big difference. There's this little known thing called ketosis. Hardly anybody is talking about it, but when you learn it and use it, you'll see a huge difference in your energy levels and how fast you can lose weight. So a little known, nobody's talking about it. Big difference. Hey, big difference in energy level and your ability to lose weight, right? Isn't that cool? So you can use something like that in terms of a hook. You can use the well-known, little understood. So this show how they are sabotaging their success because of missing details. So an example could be, we all know that refined sugar and carbs are bad for us, but what almost no one understands about low-carb diets is the concept of ketosis. See how I use that? Little understood. What's little understood? Ketosis. Well-known, hey, carbs, sugar. That's well-known. A lot of people know about that. Ketosis is less than, right? So you can have a curiosity hook just like that. The next one, this changes everything. This changes everything. So something new has just happened to your sub-market. This changes everything. Game changer, right? Excuse me. So an example could be, instantly put your body into ketosis, kills your cravings, and helps you make losing weight easy. This changes everything. So instantly put your body into ketosis, kills your cravings, helps you make losing weight easy. Changes everything. Isn't that cool? Let's go to the next one. I got a typo, I apologize. The crystal ball theory. Show they can have early success before this knowledge is common. So the crystal ball, the diet of the future takes low carb to the next level. You can drink ketones and instantly put your body into ketosis. So the crystal ball theory. Now, whether you believe that or not, we've got to ask the market, right? So I'm just going to leave it at that. Whether you can do that or not, scientifically, throw it out the window. We're talking marketing right here, right? Take all the science stuff, just take it off the wall right now. We don't have to worry about that. You got to put up your marketing guru hat and certifications now. So that's the crystal ball theory. The next one, revisiting the fundamentals. So that one, revisiting the fundamentals, things are getting way too complicated. Your new opportunity, on the other hand, takes things back to basics. So this one, diet trends have really gotten out of control lately. It's time to go back to the basics. With the ketosis diet, you only have to do two things. Hey, just super easy. Revisiting the fundamentals. You just got to do two things, right? Everything's got out of hand. Just go back to two things. You could even say that for health. You know, all these health and fads and all this fitness stuff, it's really gotten out of hand. There's really only one thing you got to do, or two things you got to do, right? So that's how you can kind of incorporate it into your curiosity hook. So now we have a who what statement. We have a how to without statement. We've got some curiosity hooks that you can use. So these are all just ideas. Which one do you use? Test it, right? I want you to test it. And one thing you can do, three steps to success. 1, find a hot market. 2, ask them what they want. 3, give it to them. It's really easy. How about that? It's that easy. What do they want? What kind of information do they want? What info product do they want? Hey, I want to learn how to put my body into ketosis. Great. Type in PLR ketosis. Go find that book. Oh, now you're an author of a ketosis book, right? Boom. Now you can get in front of people. Now you already found where your avatar is. Go put it in front of them. Done. You can do that by tomorrow afternoon. Easy. Even with your full schedule tomorrow. How easy is that? Right? So the ask campaign. Are you doing this? What is your number one question? One question. One question. One question. Right? Their focus is limited. Ask one question. How to without blank. What's your number one question? They type in their question. Boom, done. Easy. And so what do? You answer those things, just like we talked about when we mentioned the ask campaign, right? Well, you really want to figure out what is your big hook? What is that big hook that everything can come off of, right? What is that big hook that everything can come off of? And you want to be able to figure that out. Let me see if is there a question? Nope. You want to be able to figure that out, okay? And so my hook, I even have it on my Facebook, and I'm going to show you how to optimize your Facebook pages as well down the road. Here's mine. If you've seen it, I'm going to read you my hook. Let me get there real quick. Which you guys actually saw at the boot camp. It was my first screen. That was my big hook. Everything will come off after this hook. And my hook was, why I quit my job as a doctor, because I'm really not in the office anymore. My wife is. Why I quit my job as a doctor after 10 years and risked it all by creating a startup influencer company. And the first thing is, why in the world would somebody do something like that? That's the first logical question, right? And at that point now, I at least have their attention. I have it for a moment, and I can begin to take them through a process. But mine isn't necessarily the how-to without. I've fine-tuned it because I've played with lots of how-to withouts. And but this one, you shouldn't be able to logically answer it. Why I quit my job as a doctor after 10 years and risked it all by creating a startup influencer company. Click here to learn why I did it, right? So you want something that's juicy and sexy and insane and prolific zone. Find out what that one big hook is, and you're gonna have to play with this. So I whiteboard all this. So I got a whiteboard, I got a marker, I kick my shoes off, I'm barefoot when I'm doing this, I'm standing when I'm doing this, and I'm writing on a board. And I scratch something out and I write something under it, and I scratch it out, something over it. I'll wipe that away. What about this? And I step away, and I jump up and down, right? I'm just getting my body moving. And then I go back to the board. Hey, what about this line? That doesn't work, scratch it out. What about this line? Scratch it out. And so my wife is sitting there, and I'm just throwing things, and I'm going fast. And she'll sit. I have to stand, and I'm jumping up and down, and it doesn't bother her. Yes, I'm a little bit different about that. It's all good. That's how I become really, really creative. Put my body into momentum, and I'll become really creative, and I'll come up with a good hook. So do whatever you've got to do to create that hook. Are you going to be able to sit while you're listening and learning and be ultimately creative? Probably not. So you're going to have a hook by the time this class is done. Probably not. Are you going to have at least the material you need to make that insane hook? Yes. So do whatever you need to do to get very creative. Whatever that is for you, do it. For me, kick off my shoes, jump up and down, and whiteboard it. And I may spend 10 minutes. I may spend an hour, 2 hours, just for a headline. And then I'll sit on it for 3 days. I got to come back to it, scratch it out. Nope, that didn't work because I've thought about it since then 100 times. And then I'll start texting myself, ooh, that was a good line on the drive home. I can use that as a part of my headline. So it's going to take a while to cultivate this, guys. You're not going to be able to come up with necessarily, unless maybe you can, this insane hook. But as you cultivate it and get used to doing hooks, it's going to become a lot easier, okay? And when you have your hook, here's what I want you to do. This is a safe zone in the Facebook group. I want you to put your hook, your personalized hook, in there, and let's share with each other. Let's critique and make things better. I'll help you. How's that? Would you like my help on your hook? If you'd like my help, hit hashtag yes, please. Hashtag yes, please. Go ahead and type that in the comments below, and I'll help you. So whenever you come up with your hook, post it in the Facebook group just as a post, and everybody's going to get to see it, and we're all going to say, awesome, great work. You're putting in the effort, and love it, and we're just going to make things better. So again, the kind of the housekeeping things that I've been saying for the last several days, if you have not got these books, go get them. Join the Facebook group. Post your hook in the Facebook group. I've got links for these books in the Facebook group in the membership area. And I guess that's about it. Perfect. Yes, please. Awesome. Love it. If you don't have any questions, hit hashtag awesome. Go ahead and type hashtag awesome because, I mean, we flew through that. I thought that was going to take longer. I think it was more straight and to the point. Perfect. If there's no questions, perfect. Appreciate that. Then I'm going to take this video. I'm going to upload it into the Facebook group, the membership area. And remember that tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Central, we're going to do our next training. Gosh, I can't even remember what it is, but it's already ready. So, hey, we're going to do it. all these things, I've already got all my stuff ready. But we got another one tomorrow morning. I'll send out the link for you guys and send you the reminders and that kind of thing. So I appreciate you being on tonight. I know that your time is valuable and you're investing in yourself when you're listening to these trainings live. Yeah, you could be doing something else. What are you doing? You are investing in yourself. And I love that about you guys. So I appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your families. And perfect prime time. Yes, I love it. Tomorrow morning, we're going to get back at it. So have a great evening, and we'll talk to you on the next training.